Picking up exactly where I left off in the previous video, we basically have this big round shape right here that looks like this. Okay. Now, to get this to fit the size that we need in order to incorporate it with the rest of the object, what I'm going to do is cut this guy up. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to select the whole object. I'm not going to select polygons or anything. Just select the entire cylinder object. And we're going to use the quick slice tool because we want to cut through this whole thing. And we can see in the image that even though these corners, like the top left, top right, bottom left corners, have a roundness to them like a cylinder, the direct sides, like the left, right, top, and bottom sides, actually have a straight cut. So I'm going to use the quick slice tool to make straight cuts right there. Okay? And once I do my straight cuts, I'm going to go to polygon mode, and I'm going to select all those polygons that I don't need on the sides, as well as the top and bottom, and I'm going to delete them. And that's going to leave me with a shape that looks like this. And if I go back and forth between wireframe mode and shaded mode, you can easily see with your eyes that my object matches up with the image pretty good. Okay, so that's the idea. That's what you want to do. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to border mode. I'm going to select the entire border of this thing. Let me actually go here to the perspective view. So you want to make sure you select the entire border all around this thing. Okay, use the scale tool and hold down shift and scale this up like this, and that's going to go ahead and basically extrude that border edge out like that. And that's what I want to do. I want to do that on purpose. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is go back to my front view here. I'm going to go to vertex mode. It's time to start smashing some of these vertices together because I have too many vertices on the outside border and I need to get rid of a whole bunch of them. So the way I'm going to do this is actually pretty simple. I'm going to take all these top vertices here. I'm going to go to my quad menu, go to the weld options. The threshold right now is set for me to 0.1, which is no good, so I'm going to increase this until they all get smashed to 1 point in space, like that. I'm going to hit apply and continue. I'm going to grab all the vertices that are on the side, hit apply and continue. I'm going to grab all the vertices that are on this side. I'm going to hit apply and continue. Just going to go to shaded mode so it might be a little bit easier for you to see. Grab all the ones in the bottom, hit apply and continue. I'm going to grab the ones in the corners over here. Okay. I'm going to hit apply and continue. I'm going to select those two and maybe increase the threshold right there. Hit apply and continue. I'm going to take these guys, those guys, all of these, hit apply and continue. I'm going to take this corner over here, select all these guys. I'm using control to do this. I'm going to hit apply and continue. And these two guys over here, for whatever reason, they don't want to go ahead and weld. That's okay, I'll force it myself later. So I'm going to take those, hit apply and continue. For some reason, these didn't want to work. I'm going to hit OK. So what I'll do is I'll just use my regular target weld those. Let me see what's going on here with this. And I got kind of a really funny type of geometry there, so let me take some of these edges here, control backspace to get rid of them. Take these two guys, I'm going to go to weld, and that'll weld them together. So if you get a little trouble like that, just delete some edges you don't need until Max becomes happy. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm probably going to take these edges right here, as well as these edges right here, control backspace to get rid of those. I'm going to take these on the bottom, as well as the ones on the top. So it looks like these areas got messed up, but they really didn't. We just have to pull those out like this. And you'll see that it actually looks good. Just to make this look a little bit cleaner, maybe I'll take these edges right here and that one. Now I'm just going to backspace that stuff to get rid of those edges that I don't need. Just so that this thing doesn't look all cluttered and messy. Just makes it easier for me to work. So I'm going to go back to, well, I'm going to stay in this view. I'm just going to go back to wireframe mode. I'm going to take the top vertices here. Actually, I don't really need to mess with these vertices at the moment. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to polygon mode. And I'm going to start to punch in my hole. So I'm going to take these polygons here that make up the areas where there's holes. Just look at the image, and areas that are dark, that are black, you can easily see that those are areas where there's supposed to be a hole punched in. So go ahead and select all the polygons. I'm going to fast forward in the video and skip ahead until I have all that selected. and go ahead and do the same thing, and we'll meet up when we both have all that stuff selected. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude them in. Shift D again is the shortcut that I like to use to do that. And I'm going to extrude them in maybe about this much, okay? Basically to punch the hole into the object like so, alright? Now next thing I'm going to do is I need to adjust my pivot point. So what I'm going to do is go over here to my hierarchy tab, go to Effect Pivot Point Only, turn on my vertex snapping, snap that to that top vertex. I'm going to get out of that pivot mode. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to take this vertex that's on the inside, hit F12 to open up the Transform Type In tool. I'm going to steal the Y coordinate. I'm going to come back to this guy, and I'm going to paste the Y coordinate there so it basically gets positioned where it's supposed to go. I'm going to take this guy, and I'm going to start to delete polygons. So let me isolate selection on him. I'm going to come here. This polygon needs to go. This polygon, that polygon need to go. There's a few little polygons here that need to go as well. So I'm going to take all of these guys, and I'm going to go ahead and delete them. We don't need those polygons. Okay. I'm going to exit isolation mode. I'm going to go back to this guy, and I need to start to make him part of the mesh. So I'm going to go to vertex mode. See where this vertex is. I'm going to take that vertex that's up there, and this vertex is going to have to go snapped in there. On the bottom, this vertex is going to have to go snapped in there. Okay. Now there's no vertices for this vertex over here to go to snap to, or this vertex to snap to, okay? So what I'm going to do here is, let me go back to the front view over here. I'm going to take this vertex. I'm going to align those vertices, and actually it looks like they're already aligned perfectly. So all I'm going to do is move them, take snaps off, move them over, because here you can see we have a hole. So I'm going to move them over here so they cover up that hole. And it looks like they do need to be aligned. I'm going to align them in the x-axis, so if those vertices select, I'll go up to align. I'll hit X to align those perfectly. Now, just to make sure that this thing isn't messy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this vertex that's over here, this guy. Open and Transform Type In tool. I'm going to steal its Z coordinate, and I'm going to paste it for this guy. I'm going to steal the Z coordinate from this guy by hitting Control C to copy. I'm going to come over here and paste that coordinate for that guy. And that'll make them perfectly aligned the way that they're supposed to be. Okay? So you end up with something that looks like this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the border edges all around this object. And I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to move this back like so to kind of make this box in here. And with those borders still selected, go to your quad menu, select the cap command over here. And when you select cap, it's going to create a polygon right there. So I'm going to select this polygon, grow to selection one time. I'm going to go to my quad menu, and I'm going to hit flip normals so that those normals are facing the correct way. Should have something that looks like this. So we're pretty much done with that fan vent back there. It's a pretty complex job, but we got it done fairly easily using the techniques that I showed you here. So we're finished with that. So with that done, we're done with that. We still have a lot more detail to work on the back, so we'll continue that in the next video.